From the historic desk. Minoan prince invents calculus, is immediately fired for being a colossal nerd. Knossos Treasury officials declare rate of change calculations fucking useless for wine tax audits. Right, settle in, you reprobates, because this one's a real tragedy of bureaucratic incompetence. The year is roughly 1650 BC, give or take a decade. My dating gets a little fuzzy after the third flask. We're in the palace of Knossos, the labyrinth itself, which was less a mythical monster house and more a gloriously over-designed civic and religious DMV. And in this maze of frescoes and functionaries toils a young man named Aristeas Zagreus, second son of some mid-level king whose name is lost to time, probably because he was a boring bastard. Aristeas's job, his entire royal purpose, was to oversee the inventory of the palace's Western magazines. In layman's terms, he counted fucking jars, thousands of them. Pithoi, amphorae, stirrup jars, a tsunami of pottery filled with wine, olive oil, and grain. It was a job so soul-crushing it could make a corpse depressed. The problem wasn't just counting, it was tax assessment. The amphorae for fine wine weren't standardized. Some were bulbous, some slender, some looked like they'd been slapped together by a potter who was being actively mauled by a goat. How do you tax that fairly? The official method involved a dipstick, a grunt, and what archaeologists refer to as fucking guessing. This was not good enough for Aristeas. Driven by a level of pedantic rage only a truly bored man can achieve, he started making notes. He wasn't trying to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. He was trying to optimize his booze spreadsheet so he could get back to napping. He began by measuring the rate at which the jar's curve changed. He'd scratch symbols in the dust, a precursor to D and X, to figure out the slope of the pottery's side. He then started summing up infinitesimally thin slices of the jar's volume from the base to the neck. A linear B tablet fragment, tentatively translated as Tablet 1.17 Weird Fucking Lines, shows what is unmistakably a rudimentary integral. He'd done it. The bastard had invented integral calculus to figure out how much vino was in a lumpy pot. Bursting with the kind of misguided pride that only a 20-year-old who's just solved a problem nobody else knew existed can muster, he demanded an audience with the chief scribe and the priest of the double axe. He unveiled his method of accumulating slices on a freshly plastered wall, scratching his equations into the wet surface with a stick. For his troubles, he was met with the dead-eyed stare of career administrators. The chief scribe, a man named Persephone What's-His-Face, allegedly declared the whole system sorcerous bullshit and asked how it would help them account for the shipment of ceremonial bull-leaping codpieces that had gone missing. Aristeas was promptly reassigned to the one job deemed more humbling, logging the individual feathers used for the griffin fresco, a task involving approximately 90,000 separate entries. His calculus-covered wall was immediately painted over with a very handsome octopus. His tablets were scraped clean and reused for tracking goat deliveries, and so the world had to wait another 3,000 years for a couple of dudes in England and Germany to reinvent the whole damn thing, all because the Minoan palace bureaucracy had the intellectual foresight of a sea sponge. We could have had Minoan rocket scientists. Instead, we got guys in silly hats jumping over cows. A real fucking shame. Filed by Dr. Spade Mackenzie Thornbury for Historic. And that concludes today's broadcast. If this dispatch has left you itching to rewrite history yourself, visit historic.com. The editors are standing by, the ink is still wet, and the phonograph horn has been known to favor a newcomer.